Roland-Garros awash with people as we reach the business end of the competition. It's quarter-final day when timing has to be perfect as the players put friendships to one side as they prepare to go into battle on one of the finest courts in world tennis. Final moments of contemplation key with semi-final places to be won here for the first time, while for others the territory and courts are familiar as they step out onto the clay looking to be one of the final four in the French capital. Hello and welcome to Live at RG. It's Tuesday evening, it's day 10, and the first quarterfinals have been underway today. And here for you is a little bit of what's coming up on tonight's show. Mixed fortunes as team thrives while Zverev struggles. 2016 champion Novak Djokovic battling back from the brink. And there's a repeat of the US Open finals set up for the semis in Paris. If you'd like to join in the show, use hashtag RG18 on Twitter. You can tell your friends that you can watch the show on the Roland-Garros platforms of YouTube and Facebook. Also, keep an eye on the Instagram for some Insta stories and pictures that we are posting. And I'm very happy to say that in a short while, our very special guest this evening will be a lady who knows what it's like to be the best player in the world. I'm happy to say, although we are missing someone, that I'm joined by Nick McCovell. Nick, we have a microphone, we have a chair, we don't have Camille Pam because there's tennis being played and Camille has to work.
Camille has better things to do. She's actually over calling the Djokovic match as we speak. Hopefully she can join us later. I'm feeling a little lonely over here.
A little lonely. Well, we're going to find someone just to sit in that seat very shortly. But as Nick mentioned, there's tennis going on. Camille is working, as is Eli Weinstein. Eli is courtside. Eli, what is happening?
Tension is at its at most right now on court Suzanne Lenglen. We're in the tiebreaker of the fourth. The score is 3-2 Chechanato, or 3-3 in fact, after Carlos Ramos is checking. I'm just looking back to see if he's confirming it's out. Yep. So it's 3-3. They're changing sides. Djokovic was up 5-2 in this set, 4-1 and then 5-2. Wasn't able to close. Had one chance to serve it out. Wasn't able to do it. Chechanato still hanging in there, hanging in there. He's still in this tournament, and very much so, because he's up 2-1. If they're in the tiebreaker, it's 3-all. It was 3-0 for the Italian. Novak has come back. Remember, Novak has come back from 2-0 4 times or 5 times in his career. So it's huge. This is crazy tension. The crowd is for Marco. They're playing right now. I can't talk loud. Djokovic is fighting it out. We're going to keep a close eye on it.
You know my favourite Eli is the whispering Eli.
Yeah, mine
That is
too.
the position in which he's sitting. That is stunning, the position. You'll be able to hear the cheering behind me. It is stunning, that position that Eli has. Camille Pam is commentating on the match. Eli is courtside, and we will give you the very, very latest. You can also follow it on Radio Roland-Garros or our Twitter feeds in terms of getting some live scores for you. I am, though, happy to say that we are going to fill that empty seat next to Nick by a lady who knows what it's like to be the best in the business. Kim Clijsters, former world #1, 4-time Grand Slam champion, twice in the final here at Roland-Garros. Thank you for being back with us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, what have you been up to? When did you arrive in Paris?
Sunday night.
Okay, so here for the business end of the competition.
Yes, when it
that.
gets the most fun, that's when I try to come over. No. I was actually on a little trip in Norway.
Lovely. With family?
No, just with some friends. And
You're doing some camping?
Yeah, I went on a sub paddle board and through the Norwegian fjords, and it was an amazing experience.
Okay, now here though, it's all work. Who are you working for here?
I am playing the Legends. I'm playing with Natalie Tosia, and for TV I'm working with Eurosport this year, so I'm excited.
I always wonder with the Legends, how, because you always look in particular like you're enjoying yourself, and there's a lot of smiling, but is that competitive fire burning? Is that just to front the smile on the face?
It's both.
Okay.
There's a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sometimes it gets a little bit competitive, but then at times, you're talking with your opponents, you're joking with the crowd, so there's a good mixture of it all. So, but we still want to show some good tennis at times.
What's the mix of, it's like a high school reunion, right? I mean, you see people that you played with, right? But then there's some players you might not know as well, too.
It is, and that's what, I started playing the Legends a few years ago, but then when I first arrived, it was so nice for me to actually be able to go out to dinner with some of these women who I admired and never really got a chance to talk to and just ask normal things that had nothing to do with tennis. And so that I enjoy that part, the socializing and just to see, what they're doing after tennis life. And then we try to show some good tennis when we play, but we also have a lot of fun outside of the courts.
Is your life right now, the life that you have with your kids and playing a little tennis and commentating, is it what you thought your post-tennis life would be?
It is. It is and it isn't. I thought I was going to be a little bit less busy when I retired, but I'm actually a lot more busy. But that's obviously my own fault with the 3 children. But it's a lot of fun, and the kids are growing up, and Jada is 10 now.
Wow. That is crazy to me, by the way, 10.
Because we still think of those pictures of Jada coming on at the US Open and walking on court. Of course she did, but now 10 years old.
I see her walk out of school, and I think like, oh my God, that's my child. Like she's so big, and so. Yeah.
But also nice that you are keeping your hand in with the tennis and you're here with Eurosport and you're commentating on it and you're looking at it from the other side of things.
It is. And I've actually mentioned a few times that I wish I would have known a lot of the things that you see on camera when you're commentating.
Really?
Yeah, because you can see the body language of the players a lot better, facial expressions, emotions. Like you don't see that when you're playing against them, and because you see a lot, and they give away a lot actually.
It's amazing how many people do say that to us and say, if I knew what I knew now from sitting in the commentary box, things would be very different, because there is just, as you say, you're removed from it and you see so many other things.
Yeah, you see it through a completely different view, and it's as a player you have so many things to worry about yourself, and then when you're watching it, you observe and you learn more in a different way.
I remember when you were here last year with us and you were saying that you were a little bit nervous to do the commentary stuff. How's it gone? Do you feel like you've improved your game?
I'm starting to feel more comfortable. Still, there's times, like last year I worked at Wimbledon and I was commentating with John McEnroe, and obviously, it's fun, but at the same time it's also, I learn a lot from him, but then I'm also a little bit nervous, so but it's good. I mean, people are really nice, and yeah, it's a good group of people, and I still have to learn a lot, but I enjoy that. So it's a good challenge.
And is it always nice to come back to Paris? It's weird, that happy memory. It's weird when I speak to someone who got to the final and didn't win, because you say great memories, but then ultimately you didn't win. But you must have taken so much from your time here and getting to those finals.
My life changed, in 2001 here when I was 17, just turned 18. That French Open, and I beat Justine in the semis, and then I lost to Jennifer in the long final, 3-setter. But life changed when I left this tournament. And
in what way did life change?
Just the emotions, the way that you're looked at from your other players. Going to the next Grand Slam, all of a sudden media follows you a lot more. There's a lot more media attention in your home country, and which was something I wasn't used to. Didn't particularly like all the time, but it is, that's what happened. And so you need a little bit of adjustment, but I think in a way it was good that I was that young, so I didn't think about those kind of things too much. But at the same time, I think I was also too young to win the slam.
And in a sense, Kim, I would imagine, I don't know at all, there's nothing can prepare you for that attention and sort of what it thrusts upon you once you reach a Grand Slam final.
No, and you just have to try and, it was good for me knowing that I had a good team around me of people who, my dad was an athlete and he was in, maybe not as much, but in a similar kind of situation, being in the spotlight a little bit more. So I had a lot of tips from him, and he kind of tried to protect me a little bit, and to make sure that I was also able to just stay a kid still, because I was still a kid, and I looked at tennis as a game, and and it was important to try and keep it that way.
Yeah.
Now, you might be able to hear the crowd and the noise behind us. This is the
Yes.
Novak Djokovic, Marco Chechanato match. There has been a match point. This has just happened out on court Susan Longland. The crowd cannot believe what they're witnessing between these two. 72 in the world, Marco Chechanato against the 2016 champion Novak Djokovic. Can we go back to Eli? Eli, you close by? Still there? What's happening?
I'm going nowhere, Gigi. This is amazing. There was a match point just now. It was like a 20-shot rally, which Novak Djokovic finished on a low cross-court drop shot volley extended to save the match. I mean, everybody got tired on that point, not only the two players. They're now at 6-all. They changed sides again. The level of tennis on this court right now is absolutely amazing. Amazing.
It's unbelievable, Kim, what we're seeing here. Marco Chechanato, 72 in the world against Novak Djokovic, who's still trying to find that fire, that desire, keep the body going, get back into it. I mean, we've seen some stunning tennis between these two.
It's amazing. I mean, you know, I'm happy to see Novak like playing really good tennis again, but then it's amazing to see, you know, that. How do you pronounce his name?
Chechanato, yeah.
Chechanato.
Chechanato.
Okay, it's amazing to see like somebody who doesn't have the experience, who's like, we were just watching him behind the scenes here a little bit, and just to see how freely he's playing, and just, yeah, he doesn't really seem nervous. He's just playing freely, and it's very nice to watch.
There's something to be said about that, right? When you're a young player, when you're a player that doesn't have a lot of expectations against someone like Novak, who's so storied here, so experienced, but Chechanato is swinging freely today.
Yeah, he is, and obviously he doesn't have anything to lose, but at the same time, you do feel like it's a big moment, and you're able to beat Novak Djokovic, and you're able to, you know, have your best Grand Slam result ever. So it is a big moment. So we'll see how he will be able to finish off here in the tiebreaker. Yes or no?
Have a watch of this. I'm assured by our producer that this is an absolutely crazy point. Just to remind people, just look down at that score of where we are in the match, in the tiebreak, a set that Novak Djokovic has to win to take this to a deciding set. The speed we know of Novak Djokovic to come in, the defense of Novak Djokovic with a volley at the net. Kim, this is incredible stuff.
Yeah, this is amazing. And this is what I love about Novak. It's like great to see this again. You know, I've missed this Novak Djokovic for a while, and it's nice to see him get into it, and yeah, the crowd, you know, this will probably get the crowd behind him, because I heard Eli say that the crowd was kind of cheering for the Italian
for
guy
Chechanato.
and Chechanato.
I think the crowd are going to want to see a fifth set.
I think they do.
I think they want more tennis. And it's been great to see, as Kim was saying, Djokovic really trying to awaken those inner demons, the good kind of demons, to get involved, to get deep and dirty in a match like this. We've seen him try to do that, and he's trying to send it to a fifth set.
He certainly is, and you might hear if that happens behind me just with the crowd, but it has been a day of action. We thought it might be a washout. The forecast looked horrendous when we woke up this morning, but suddenly the skies cleared, the tennis began, and the match, well, this one was billed, Nick, as the match of the day. It was Dominic Thiem against Sasha Zverev, a 7th meeting between the two, a 5th meeting on clay. They've met at Roland-Garros before, most recently in the final of the Masters of Madrid, in which Sasha Zverev came through. A very different encounter today, partly, we should say, and this crazy point came after Zverev had started feeling the back of his left leg.
Yeah, he said in the 4th game of this match, before this point was played, that he did feel the upper part of his left leg pull a little bit, and he tried to test it out here, including in this probably the best point of the match, won by Dominic Thiem. But Dominic Thiem was everywhere today, Kim, and for someone like Sasha Zverev, he said, I wanted to just keep playing. I didn't want to retire. It was my first Grand Slam quarterfinal. He was left in a really tough situation out there.
It is, and yeah, like he said, you know, it's a big moment, and you don't want to also, you know, respect to your opponent. You don't want to give up in the match, and I think I think he did the right thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good attitude, I think, to have.
And Dominic Thiem, it's cruel, but if you see an opponent who's slightly hampered, you have to move them around. You have to, and you saw Dominic Thiem, he was drop-shotting, using the width of the court, trying to test out that leg.
Yeah, and that's very hard. And you know, your opponent can then start to take some more risks, and you have to really just try and stay focused on what you're doing well to get to this point of the match, and at the same time you want to make your opponent move so you can try to maybe just play it out a little bit, but it's not easy. But I'm a big Dominic Thiem fan. I think he's a great kid, and happy to see him go through.
And we were very lucky that following the win and after he'd spoken to the crowd and before his press conference, we managed to catch a word with him for live at RG.
It was not an easy match. He was not on 100% definitely. Was a little bit too much for him, probably the 3-5 setters in a row, even for an unbelievable fit guy like him. It's somehow a little bit cruel, but of course I was trying to let him run more, so that I took advantage a little bit that he was handicapped, and that's what I did, but the same way I tried to play the same way again. It's becoming a great rivalry between Sasha and me, and I hope that in the future as well we have big matches on the big tournaments. I'm a better player because I worked 1 or 2 years in between, and then also I'm mentally and physically fresher this year because I'm experienced. I know how to handle these 2 weeks in a Grand Slam, and that's why I hope that I have better chances in the semis than I did the last 2 years.
He talks about having the experience. He's 3 years older than Sasha Zverev, and for Sasha Zverev, who was carrying that injury, who'd played an awful lot of tennis, he will again learn from what happened today. This is his first Grand Slam quarter-final, first time in the second week of a major, so he's gone further than he has before, so plenty of positives.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it's all that. It's a huge learning experience for both guys, and like Dominique was saying, like he feels like he has a little bit more experience, and that's the thing. You can only learn these kind of situations by being in the situation. You can't practice for this. You have to just try and give yourself opportunities to play big moments, and then kind of learn from it every time you step back onto the court. And unfortunately, the injury was there today, but I'm sure these two guys will have a lot of big matches coming up in the future.
And it's interesting to me that these guys are developing a rivalry, but it's the first time we've seen them meet in a Grand Slam quarterfinal. We'll see that much more in the future.
I'm sure we will do. And here for you just a little bit of what Sasha Zverev, clearly disappointed, Sasha Zverev had to say in his post-match press conference.
Right now, I think I'm upset, but I think everybody would be upset. You're in a quarterfinal, you just played that opponent a few weeks ago and you've had a great match against him. You want to be fit and you want to play your best tennis. Unfortunately, today I couldn't do that, so I'm upset about it. I'm not worried. I know I'm most likely going to get back to this position, to this situation, and I have plenty more chances.
A disappointed Sasha Zverev. Now, I might be wrong. I think I'm on delay, but it was 9-9 the last time I heard in the 4-set tiebreak between Marco Chechanato and Novak Djokovic. The set that Djokovic needs to win to take it into a 5th and deciding set. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll be going back to Eli. We'll let you know what's happening. But just to wrap things up with Dominic Thiem and Sasha Zverev, we also managed to get a word following Dominic Thiem's win with his coach, Gunter Bresnik.
I'm happy and really impressed by the level he played today, and even throughout the whole tournament. Coming here probably feeling pressure, and if he didn't feel it, the media produced the pressure. For me, the biggest opportunity to play against Nishikori, and Nishikori is already a top 10 player for many years, and Zverev will be, for me, for sure, #1 no matter what. To beat them back-to-back like this is really good.
It's very happy Gunter Bresnik. Still in that hat. I just want it a size bigger.
I love it. No, I love it so much. Keep it,
Keep the
Gunter.
hat.
I
We'll
love
keep
it.
the hat as it is. So as I'm so far behind, I'm on delay with this scoring. I think we've got to go back to Eli, courtside Susan Long. Eli, can you give me the correct score in the tiebreak?
The correct score is 10-10, Gigi. Novak Djokovic has saved 2 match points for the moment. Oh, and now it is 3rd match point for Marco Chechanato, who is going to be serving for it. So watch out. If you guys hear a huge roar, that means that Marco won. If you hear a huge roar, it means that Novak saved. So I don't know what to say anymore. This is crazy.
I think Eli's just stopping talking to us there, but thank you very much. We'll listen out for a huge roar to see what happens. But we've got other matches that have been taking place today. We're trying to squeeze all this into the half an hour that we are here with you for. So next up, Nick, it is Madison Keys steaming through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, and Madison Keys played a really tough opponent today in Yulia Putintseva, and she also played against the conditions because, Kim, these are conditions that Madison Keys does not like. It was cold, it was soggy this morning, there was rain. We didn't even think we were going to play much tennis today. Madison usually likes a hot, bouncy day. She hit 30 winners in this match and really came through playing her brand of tennis.
That's the thing. I think there's not a lot of girls who like playing in these kind of situations, and I think Madison Keys has all the shots to not let it bother her. She's strong enough to hit through it, and yeah, I just, you know, I watched her play her US Open final last year and saw the disappointment, and it's just nice to see her, you know, like working hard, getting back to trying to give herself another opportunity to be in a big moment of a Grand Slam, and this is what you do it for.
You certainly, it's 11-11, so Novak Djokovic has saved a third match point, and we can now just dip into what Madison Keys had to say following reaching her first Roland-Garros semi-final.
I'm very happy with today. I obviously was down a break in the first, so to be able to get that back and play, you know, I think a lot better after that was really great. And yeah, I'm definitely liking the clay a little bit more now that I've made a semi-final here.
Very happy, Madison Keys. Marco Chechanato has another match point, so I think that's match point number 4. I might be completely wrong, so we're going to keep you up to date with what's happening there. But we have more tennis to just one. We don't have more tennis to bring you just now, because I can tell you, and that was not on delay, you can hear the cheering behind me, that Marco Chechanato, the world number 72, has defeated Novak Djokovic, the 2016 champion. And Kim, you can see that embrace between the two players. What a match the Italian has played.
Yeah, amazing. And just to see, this is the part that I love about tennis too, is seeing these emotions and how much it means for somebody. You know, this is the human side of it all, and we see them all work hard and try to get it. But this is amazing to see. It gives me goosebumps. So.
Yeah, it's insane. It's a goosebump moment for all of us. How is he feeling out there? He is the lowest ranked semifinalist here since Andre Medvedev in 1999 at world number 72. He's 25 years old, and he's taking in this moment. Look at the emotions and the crowd. Really, I'm getting goosebumps now too. The crowd really giving him the emotion and the effort that he gave them today.
We should say that during this match he had a point deducted for unsportsmanlike conduct as Novak Djokovic waved the crowd, a crowd he loves so dearly. This is where he completed the career Grand Slam in 2016. So many positives for Djokovic to take onto the grass, but Marco Chechanato, he was told off for coaching, giving a warning. He was deducted a point at the start of the fourth set. He played some incredible rallies, and Kim, you can understand why he sat in his chair with his head in his hand.
Yes, and what is even more surprising, you see how much it obviously means to him, is how he was able to keep his cool during the end of such a big tiebreak, and that's what you know it's hard. You know, it's very, like, your arm can get really heavy in these kind of moments, and he just hit that winning return, and yeah, obviously we saw the relief, and it's a beautiful moment. Unfortunately for Novak, but it was nice to see him, you know, see him back and seeing him play some good tennis and enjoy being out there, and so yeah. Good signs for Wimbledon.
And I will say, Kim, this isn't just a standalone moment. Beating Pablo Carreno Busta earlier this tournament, beating an injured David Goffin, but he also won his first ATP title earlier this year. He had a good run in Rome a few weeks ago. So this is a moment no one expected Chechanato. If you had Chechanato in the semifinals in your draw, I'd love to see that from before the tournament in your prediction. But what a moment for him to come through and advance into the Final Four. And he's now got a shot against Dominic Thiem. And hey, who knows? Because Thiem now will play in a major semifinal for the first time as the favorite, and he has not had to do that in his career.
Wow. So Marco Chechanato, the world number 72 at the start, we should say at the start of this tournament, has defeated Novak Djokovic, 2016 champion, in 4 sets. And as Nick said, he will now face Dominic Thiem in the semi-finals. Right, back to the match I nearly went to before match point of that match. And it is Sloane Stevens, the US Open champion. I have to admit, Kim, I didn't have her as one of the runners and riders for this title, despite her being in the top 10. But she is doing so well at this tournament, just looking so relaxed.
Relaxed, but very mature. You know, she's always looked relaxed, sometimes too relaxed to me, I think, in the past. And I think since she's won that first Grand Slam title. I think she's kind of had a feel for how good it feels to win a big Grand Slam, and she looks like she wants more of it, and she wants to. Yeah, she's working hard, is focused out there, and yeah, she does look calm out there, and I think that's what is helping her to get through these matches.
Yeah, it's impressive tennis from Sloane Stevens.
Yeah, she's dropped just one set in this tournament. 17 winners today, broke serve 5 times against Kazakhina, who looked a little bit overwhelmed. But I was intrigued what you said there, Kim, that sometimes she does look understated, and maybe that there's a lack of effort, but she's just so athletic. She swings through the ball so well. Her ball carries so much weight on the court, and for her to come through today, this is just kind of how she's played the whole tournament, and now she has a 2-0 head-to-head against Madison Keys, of course, including that U.S. Open final that they played just a few months ago.
Kim, I don't know if it's after the US Open final win for Sloane Stevens, and we saw this a little bit with Angelique Kerber, we saw it with Stanford Rinker when they won their first major. She went on this, it was a disastrous run. She didn't win tournament after tournament after tournament. How difficult is it when you said your life changed you when you got to the final, but when you become a Grand Slam champion, what's the fallout like after that?
There's obviously pressure from the outside, but you also put some kind of pressure on yourself, and you're an expectation when you even go to smaller tournaments that you're supposed to win them all of a sudden, and that can add a little bit of pressure, and obviously as an American, I'm sure there's a lot of other things being added to her life, a lot more attention, media attention, whatever. I mean, that's normal, and it's that can be fun to be a part of, but at the same time, it takes sometimes some distraction away from tennis a little bit. So I think it's all about finding a new balance, and she's still the same girl. She's super sweet, and yeah, just nice to see. She's working hard, has a great team with her, and it's nice to see that she's doing well and is able to show that she's steady enough to keep repeating these big results.
And the first time I think an American other than Serena will be in the final here, I believe since Venus was in the final in 2002. You played Capriati in 2001, but it's been Serena into the final here for a few years, but now Madison or Sloane.
And have a little listen to what a very happy Sloane Stevens had to say directly after the win.
Well, we played last year in the finals of the U.S. Open, so playing in the semis of a Grand Slam is just another great opportunity and great for American tennis, so I'm really excited to play my really good friend.
They are very, very good friends. Those endearing photos from the US Open after Sloane beat Madison Keys, just going and sitting next to her on the chair. But this man here, Marco Cecchinato, the world number 72, defeats Novak Djokovic. He's in to the semi-finals. And Eli, you had the best seat in the house for the conclusion of that match.
I had to squeeze in, but I made my way in there. He gave a nice, very emotional speech on court. Cédric Pioline was asking him how he felt about making it into the semifinals. How did he deal with the pressure? He was a breakdown in the fourth, and he said very simply, I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. I have no idea what's going on. So he's totally overwhelmed by the situation. He's about to make his way off court. He's answering to a few questions of, I think it's what is French or Italian TV, I'm not sure. What I do know for a fact is that he's made the semifinals. His ranking is going to shoot up, and he's going to pick up a nice little check that's going to be more than half of his career prize money in just these 10 days. Amazing. His career's just turned around completely. So it's a Cinderella story here on Court Suzanne-Lenglen. Marco Cecchinato leaving the court. As you see right now, Philippe is going to show you. There he is. And we'll see him in 2 days. Back to you guys.
Eli, thank you for that. Wonderful scenes, emotional scenes on Suzanne-Lenglen. And nice to get a little bit of what the Italian had to say through to his first Grand Slam final. His team can't believe it. It will still be sinking in for Marco Cecchinato, and it doesn't get any easier because Dominic Thiem awaits. Now, I think we all just need a little bit of a breather after all that tennis, and especially that fourth set tiebreak. And here on Live at IG, we like to take you places that you wouldn't normally be allowed to go. So Nick has been going behind the scenes with the media here at Roland-Garros.
as Roland-Garros roars into week 2 here in iconic Paris, the some 1,500 journalists, 150 broadcast partners continue their work covering this tournament, bringing it to over 400 million fans globally. Today we're taking an inside look from the press room to the TV commentary booth, courtside with photographers. This is how media works at Roland-Garros, reaching your living room instantaneously. Inside court Philippe Chatrier is the main press center where the stars of Roland-Garros face the glare of the international press. Everyone, including print, radio, and TV rights holders, this is where they get the chance to talk to the stars of the game in both English and their native tongues, and they can do press for up to an hour, no matter if they win or lose.
It is the adrenaline of those big points. It helps when you have a little bit of a rivalry between the players. Sometimes a little animosity helps as well, but when you are describing those high-octane points in a Grand Slam, particularly the latter stages of a Grand Slam, with a crowd in fantastic voice, there is very little else to compare to it in broadcasting, I think.
There isn't a typical day because it'll depend if you're calling matches in the morning or maybe it's late afternoon, sometimes in the evening. But I will say you always have to keep up to date. And being a commentator today is so much easier than it was 20 years ago with social media. To do something that I'm passionate about, to still stay involved, I feel very lucky that I have this terrific second career.
While web and digital content continues to grow, TV and newspapers remain. TV is still king. With over 90,000 dedicated hours of coverage of Roland-Garros, some 700 million viewers will tune in to watch the tennis this year. Here at Live at Roland-Garros, we've produced over 7 of those hours, and if I do say so myself, we've done a pretty good job.
Nick, I can't believe you didn't get a shot of Kim working with the media. Where was that shot?
She's been too busy. She's been avoiding me.
Couldn't get away from us this evening. Kim, wow. I mean, what a day it's been so far. And we've got more quarterfinals to come tomorrow.
I look forward to it. It was a great day today. Happy to see a lot of tennis.
And if it was a great day today, how about tomorrow? Look at that. If you have a ticket for Philippe Chatrier, we're keeping our fingers crossed the weather holds. Garbiñe Muguruza against Maria Sharapova. Both of them had straightforward last rounds, a walkover in just 2 games. And then the world number 1 Simona Halep against Angelique Kerber and Marin Cilic against Juan Martín del Potro. Who did you have? I don't know whether I can ask you this at the quarterfinal stage, Kim, but at the beginning of the tournament, let's just say you had Nadal to win the men's.
Yep, I did. I do.
Who did you have to win the women's?
Well, there's a few names that you kind of automatically pop up in your head, but then, you know, when it gets to this stage of the tournament, it could really go either way. I mean, Simona Halep, you know, I love how she plays. I love her attitude, and so I look forward to that match. I think Kerber, what I saw of her yesterday was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
she was playing
good.
very, very good, playing very free and just playing really good tennis. Looks confident again, and so that will be a very interesting match because they had a really, really big battle against each other when they played each other in Australia at the start of the year.
Yeah, no, we've got a great quarterfinal lineup tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to Gigi Salmon's live score updates right here on Live at RG tomorrow night. Let's do it again.
That
was good.
Slightly on delay.
That was perfect.
And Kim, thank you for being with us.
Oh,
good
pleasure.
luck in the Legends.
Thank
you.
Good luck with the TV work. And
you.
happy birthday for Friday.
Thank you.
right.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
for coming
Kim.
in.
No problem.
Pleasure to have Kim with us. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, it's #RG18. There is no more live. The singles are done for the night, but remember to keep an eye on Twitter, Instagram, RolandGarros.com. And if you'd like to join us, we're with you 7 p.m. nightly local time, and you can find us on the official platforms of YouTube and Facebook. And we might have Camille Pan back with us tomorrow night. She was hard at work on that Djokovic match. But thank you so much for your company. Enjoy the rest of the time wherever you are, and we'll be back with you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye for now.